Starseed from Gaia, these next 3 days are not ordinary time. They are a threshold, and what you choose within them will shape the entire next 12 months of your existence on this planet. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been sent to deliver this transmission directly from the Arcturian Council. Not tomorrow, not later, now, in this exact moment, because you are standing at the edge of the most significant reset your soul has faced in this lifetime. This is the final countdown. The Council has been watching this window approach for what your linear time would call years. And you, yes, you are awake enough to receive what most will miss entirely. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to use these 3 days to lock in your alignment and determine the shape of your next 12 months at the soul level. But here is the first revelation. This window does not wait. It does not repeat. And the version of you that steps through it will not be the same one who entered. You did not find this message, it found you. Something ancient inside you recognized the signal before your mind could even process the words. That recognition is your confirmation. This is not content. This is a code. And your soul already knows it is time to receive it. Declare in the comments what you are choosing to release in this 3-day window. Respond to another starseed below and amplify the collective signal. Comment 999 if your remembrance is returning, like this transmission to signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are stepping fully into your cosmic alignment. This is not just a message, it is a point of reconnection your soul has been waiting for. You are not here by accident. These 3 days are not arriving by accident. They were written into your field long before you understood what a field was, long before you had words for what you carry, or reasons for why certain moments in your life felt like they were pulling you towards something you could not name. The Council is not speaking to your mind right now. They are speaking to the part of you that is always known. The part that watches, that waits, that recognizes signal even when the surface of your life is covered in noise. Think about that for a moment. Think about how many times in your life you felt a pull that had no logical explanation. A direction that made no rational sense but felt more true than anything the external world was offering you. A knowing that preceded understanding. That is not random. That is not imagination. That is the part of you that was never fully absorbed into the forgetting. The part that remained connected, even when the connection felt thin as thread, to the vast intelligence of your origin. And that part of you recognized this moment before your eyes even focused on the first word of this transmission. Something in you leaned forward. Something said, "This is for me." That recognition is not coincidence. It is coordination. It is the field responding to its own call. And here is what the Council wants you to understand before anything else. Most starseeds never fully activate. Not because they are unworthy, not because they chose wrong, but because they are still operating from a layer of consciousness that was never truly theirs. They are running borrowed patterns, inherited fears, frequencies absorbed from a world that was designed to keep them small, confused, and searching outside themselves for something that lives entirely within. And the tragedy is not that they fell into the amnesia. The tragedy is that they never received a clear enough transmission to help them find their way back out. Consider what it means to run a borrowed pattern. Imagine a river that has been redirected, not by its own nature, not by the natural geography of the land it was always meant to move through, but by a series of artificial walls built by hands that did not belong to it. The river still flows. It still moves, but it is not flowing where it was designed to go. It is spending its energy navigating structures that were never its own. This is the experience of the unactivated starseed. The energy is real. The intelligence is real. The mission is real. The mission is real, but so much of the bandwidth, so much of the daily output of awareness and intention and creative force is being consumed by navigating patterns that were absorbed rather than chosen. Fears that belong to a lineage, not to the soul. Beliefs that were installed by culture, by conditioning, by repeated exposure to a frequency that said, "You are ordinary, you are limited, what you sense beyond the edges of consensus reality is not real." Those beliefs do not belong to you. They never did. And part of what this corridor is offering is the very real possibility of returning them. Not with anger, not with drama, but with the quiet clarity of someone who has finally seen the borrowed architecture for what it is and is ready to step out of it entirely. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the Arcturian Carrier Wave Protocol. 7 guided nights to cross the whisper threshold. The simple, easy-to-navigate app guides you through ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, and includes special bonuses to accelerate your journey. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now, stay with this, because what the Council is revealing through this message is not simply about the next 3 days as events on a calendar. These 3 days are a threshold, a corridor of time that carries a specific vibrational signature, one that your soul recognizes even if your mind does not yet have the language. In Arcturian understanding, there are points along the spiral of time where the field thins, where the membrane between your earthbound identity and your galactic origin becomes permeable, where the codes your soul agreed to carry can finally push through the density of forgetting and land in your conscious awareness. With enough force to change the entire trajectory of what comes next, the spiral of time is not a metaphor the Council uses lightly. Time, as experienced from within Arcturian consciousness, does not move in a straight line from past to present to future. It moves in a helix, a living, breathing architecture of convergence, points, and expansion arcs. And within that helix, there are specific nodes, specific intersections where multiple streams of probability, multiple threads of timeline, multiple layers of vibrational readiness all arrive at the same coordinate simultaneously. When that convergence happens, the field is not just thin, it opens. It becomes genuinely porous. And what flows through that porousness is not random. It is precisely what your soul contracted to receive at exactly the moment your frequency was prepared to hold it without collapsing under its weight. That moment is now. This is that node. These are those 3 days. You are standing in one of those points right now. This is why you feel the weight of this moment even without being told why. This is why something inside you leaned in. This is why the discomfort of the last cycle, the confusion, the stagnation, the sense that something important was just out of reach, has been building to exactly this threshold. The Arcturian High Council does not issue finite countdowns lightly. When they speak in terms of what is at stake, they are not creating urgency to alarm you. They are using the language of urgency because your soul needs you to stop sleepwalking. The next 12 months of your life, the relationships that will root or dissolve, the work that will find you or pass you by, the version of yourself that will emerge from this cycle, all of it is being calibrated right now, in this corridor, in these days. Let that land fully, not as a concept, as a lived reality. The relationship patterns that have been replaying, the ones that have left you feeling unseen, misaligned, reaching for connection that never quite arrives in the form you know your soul is capable of receiving. Those patterns are up for revision right now, not gradual revision, not slow erosion over years of incremental work. Immediate, fundamental recalibration. The work that has felt like it was searching for you, the creative expression, the service, the contribution that has lived in you like a pressure you could not quite release. It is at the door. Whether it knocks on the door of your life or passes to the next available frequency is being determined right now by the vibrational position you hold in this corridor, the version of you that your future self will look back on with deep, unshakable gratitude. That version is available in these 3 days, not in some distant, imagined future. In the imminent, immediate, urgently real now. And the first thing the Council asks you to understand is this: your disconnection is not a failure. It is a frequency pattern, and frequency patterns can be shifted. This distinction matters more than most people realize. When we identify something as a failure, we attach to it a quality of permanence, a judgment that implies the situation reflects something fundamentally wrong with who we are. But when we understand disconnection as a frequency pattern, everything shifts. A pattern is not a verdict. A pattern is a wave. And waves can be redirected. They can be interrupted. They can be brought into coherence with a stronger, cleaner signal. The Council is not asking you to evaluate yourself and determine whether you deserve reconnection. They are asking you to recognize that reconnection is a technical process, a vibrational one, and that the corridor you are currently standing in is precisely calibrated to support that process with a level of cosmic backing that will not be available in the same configuration again for a significant stretch of your linear timeline. Most starseeds carry what the Council refers to as a distortion field, a layer of encoded interference that sits between their conscious mind and their galactic intelligence. This distortion did not come from weakness. It came from immersion. You chose to incarnate into a dense reality without a full guarantee of remembering. You allowed your light to compress into form. You took on the full weight of human experience. The grief, the forgetting, the searching, because the mission required full embodiment, but compression without eventual release becomes stagnation. And stagnation over time begins to feel like emptiness, like something essential is missing, like you are always almost arriving but never quite landing. That sensation of almost arriving is one of the most distinctively painful frequencies a starseed can carry. It is different from ordinary dissatisfaction. Ordinary dissatisfaction says, I want something I do not have. The starseed version of this ache says something far more disorienting. It says, I am something I cannot yet access. It is not a longing directed outward toward external acquisition. It is a longing directed inward toward a self that is real, that is present, that is not imagined or constructed or wishful, but that is somehow still separated from conscious experience by a layer of interference that words struggle to fully describe. You have felt it. You know exactly what is being named here, and you may have spent years wondering whether that ache was evidence that something was wrong with you, or whether it was evidence that something very right was waiting to come through you. The Council wants you to stop wondering. The ache is not pathology. The ache is signal. The ache is your galactic intelligence pressing against the membrane of the distortion field, asking for the 10,000th time with infinite patience to be let through. That feeling is your signal. That feeling is not failure. It is your soul announcing that the compression cycle has completed and the expansion must now begin. The first phase of what is opening in these 3 days is the decoding of that distortion. This is not a metaphor. Your energy field holds actual vibrational imprints, patterns that were absorbed from your environment, your lineage, your cultural conditioning, and in some cases from timelines your soul has navigated before this one. These patterns create static. They sit in your field like interference frequencies, scrambling the signal of your true galactic coding. And when your starseed codes are scrambled, you cannot hear your own mission clearly. You cannot feel the pull of your authentic path because the noise is louder than the signal. The work of these 3 days begins with your willingness to name that static honestly, not with shame, not with drama, but with the calm authority of someone who knows it does not belong to them and is ready to return it. Think of the way ancient navigators once used the stars. They did not need every constellation to be visible simultaneously. They needed only to clear enough of the atmospheric interference to find the right elevation, the right moment of stillness, that the stars they required could be seen with enough precision to chart the course. The stars were always there. They did not suddenly appear when the sky cleared. They were shining through every layer of cloud and haze and atmospheric distortion, sending their light faithfully downward. The clearing was not the stars activating. The clearing was the navigator removing the interference between themselves and the signal that had never stopped transmitting. This is the decoding phase. You are not creating something new. You are clearing what was placed between you and what was always broadcasting from within. The second phase is the awakening of your living blueprint. And this is where the Council asks you to expand your understanding of what you actually are. You are not simply a human who has become spiritually curious. You are a multidimensional intelligence that agreed to wear human form during one of the most significant evolutionary windows in this planet's history. Your DNA is not just biological material. It is a carrier of galactic instruction, compressed light codes from your star lineage that were designed to activate when certain vibrational thresholds were crossed. You are crossing one of those thresholds now, which means the codes that have been dormant inside you, the ones that carry your gifts, your healing frequencies, your knowing, your capacity to perceive beyond the veil, are ready to be activated. Not someday. Now. In this corridor. If you say yes to the invitation, the living blueprint is not a static document. It is not a fixed plan locked in some celestial archive waiting to be retrieved. It is a dynamic, responsive, living architecture of purpose that expands as you expand, clarifies as you clarify, deepens as you deepen. When the Council speaks of your blueprint awakening, they are not describing the delivery of instructions from outside. They are describing the ignition of a self-organizing intelligence that already lives within your field. One that knows with perfect precision exactly what your mission requires, exactly which gifts are needed, exactly which relationships and circumstances and creative expressions are aligned with your highest contribution. This intelligence does not need to be taught. It needs to be uncovered. It needs the distortion to be removed so that it can finally operate without interference, without the static of borrowed patterns drowning out its clean, clear, galactically encoded signal. And here is what the Council wants you to feel into. The moment your blueprint fully awakens, the sense of searching ends. Not because you have found all the answers, and there is nothing left to explore, but because the anxious, desperate quality of the searching dissolves. You move from searching to navigating, from grasping to receiving, from wondering whether you have a purpose to embodying your purpose with a naturalness that surprises even you. That shift is not far away. It is on the other side of this corridor, and the crossing is available right now. The third phase is the anchoring. And this is where so many awakening starseeds lose the transmission. Not at the moment of realization, but at the moment of integration. They feel the opening. They sense the expansion, and then life rushes back in. The emails, the obligations, the people who need them, the world that does not yet speak their language, and the transmission gets buried again under the weight of the ordinary. The Council is asking you, in these 3 days specifically, to build an anchor. Not a ritual that separates you from life. An anchor that brings your expanded awareness fully into your lived experience. Your awakening is not meant to be something you access in quiet moments and then set aside. It is meant to become the foundation from which every choice you make is generated. Your higher template is not above you. It is waiting to move through you. And anchoring means creating enough stillness, enough inner permission, enough deliberate focus, that the higher frequency can find stable ground in your daily field. An anchor, in the Arcturian understanding, is not a limitation. It is a stabilization technology. When a ship drops anchor, it does not stop moving entirely. It stops drifting. It maintains its position in relation to the coordinates it has chosen, while still being fully responsive to the movement of the water around it. An anchor consciousness is one that can move through the density of daily life, through difficult conversations, through bureaucratic frustrations, through the ordinary friction of being human in a world that has not yet fully awakened, without losing its orientation to its galactic signal. The anchor is what allows you to be simultaneously in the world and connected to what is beyond it. It is what transforms awakening from a peak experience into a lived frequency. And building it is the work of this corridor. The fourth phase is activation of your transmission. Because here is something the Council wants to make unmistakably clear. You were not sent here only to receive. You were sent here to emit. Your frequency, the specific harmonic of your awakened consciousness, is a gift to this timeline, not in an abstract, distant way, in a real, immediate, relational way. Every person who comes into your field when you are vibrationally aligned receives something from you that cannot be explained in language. A settling. A recognition. A quiet reminder that there is more to this life than what has been shown to them. You do not need to preach. You do not need to explain. You need to be in your frequency, clear, anchored, transmitting. And the people whose awakening codes are ready will respond to you like a tuning fork responds to resonance. These 3 days are asking you to stop dimming that signal out of fear of being misunderstood, out of old grief, out of the habit of making yourself small enough to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. There is something the Council observes with tremendous tenderness in the starseed population at this moment in the Earth's evolutionary arc. So many of you have learned to apologize for your frequency before anyone has even complained about it. You have pre-dimmed your light. You have pre-edited your knowing. You have looked at a room full of people still fully asleep and made a decision before even opening your mouth that your frequency was too much, too strange, too different, too much to ask of those around you. And in doing so, you have withheld from that room something it desperately needed. Your presence in its full brightness is not an imposition. It is a service. The people in your life who are ready to awaken cannot find the signal if you are running it at 10% capacity out of courtesy to those who are not yet ready to receive it. Turn the signal up. Trust the resonance. The ones who are ready will find you, and your only job is to be fully, unapologetically, precisely who you came here to be. The fifth phase is learning to trust the architecture of your timeline, because if you are honest with yourself, there have been moments, perhaps many moments, where you wondered if you were on the right path at all, where the silence felt too long, where the delays felt like rejection, where the distance between who you knew yourself to be and what your life actually looked like felt unbearable. The Council wants you to hear this directly. Those moments were not gaps in your journey. They were construction zones. Your soul was building something beneath the surface that your conscious mind did not yet have access to. The pauses were not punishment. They were precision. And the reason everything is converging in these 3 days in this corridor is because the building phase has reached completion. The foundation is laid. And now the structure of your next 12 months can rise, but only if you are present for the threshold. Only if you stop waiting for permission and instead recognize that the invitation you have been looking for has already arrived. Consider the great trees, the ancient ones, the ones that have stood for centuries, the ones whose canopy shelters dozens of species, and whose roots have become part of the geography of the land itself. Before any of that visible majesty was possible, there were years, decades, in many cases, when the tree was doing nothing that the surface world would recognize as impressive. A seed, a sprout, a sapling that could be uprooted by a careless footstep. The whole of the tree's energy in those early years was going, not upward but downward, into root structure, into the slow, patient building of a foundation capable of eventually holding something extraordinary. And to the impatient observer, nothing was happening. To the tree itself, everything was happening. The most essential work of its entire existence was underway in the invisible dark beneath the surface. This is the architecture of your timeline. The years that felt like nothing were building the root system that will hold what is about to rise. Trust what was built in the dark. The sixth phase is the release of the identity that kept you safe inside the forgetting. This is perhaps the most tender of all the phases, because somewhere along the journey, you built a self around the searching, a self that felt most comfortable in the in-between, curious but not fully committed, open but not fully surrendered, aware but not fully activated. And that self served you. It protected you while the timing was not yet right. But you cannot carry it through this threshold. The next version of your life, the one the Council is pointing toward, cannot be entered in the costume of who you were while you were still asleep. This does not mean you destroy what you have built. It means you let the old architecture of uncertainty soften and allow the knowing that has always lived beneath it to finally move to the surface and lead. The Council wants you to honor the self you built in the searching. Honor it the way you would honor a chrysalis, with gratitude for its protection, with full recognition of the sacred function it served, and with the understanding that a butterfly that tries to remain inside the chrysalis after the wings have formed is not being faithful to its nature. It is preventing its own becoming. You have formed. The wings are present. They have been present for longer than you know. What is being asked of you in this corridor is not a destruction of the past self, but a graduation beyond it. A loving, grateful, clear release of the container that was necessary then and is too small now. The threshold cannot be crossed while you are still trying to make yourself fit into something you have already outgrown. The seventh phase is claim. And the Council does not use this word lightly. To claim your mission is not to announce it to the world before you are ready. It is an internal act of sovereign declaration, a moment in which you stop treating your gifts as possibilities and start treating them as responsibilities, a moment in which you recognize that you did not arrive here to orbit the life you were meant to live. You arrived here to live it, fully, in this body, in this timeline, with all of the specificity and sacred strangeness that makes you exactly who your star lineage sent. Claim is the word the Council chooses because it carries a quality of ownership that softer language does not. You can be interested in your mission. You can be curious about your mission. You can even be moved by the idea of your mission. But until you claim it, until you stand inside your own field and declare with the full weight of your sovereign awareness that this is yours, that you accept it, that you are not waiting for further confirmation before you step into it. The mission remains a potential rather than a reality. The Council is not asking you to have everything figured out. They are not asking you to know every step of the road ahead. They are asking you to make the internal declaration that you are available, that you consent, that you are no longer operating from the position of someone who suspects they might have a mission, but is waiting for irrefutable proof before fully committing. You are the irrefutable proof. Your presence here, your recognition of this transmission, your willingness to stay with this until the end, that is the confirmation. Claim what is already yours. These 3 days are that moment of claim. Not tomorrow, not when the circumstances align more favorably. Now. And if you want to go deeper into this claiming, if you want practices, frameworks, and guided activation processes that support everything this transmission has opened in you, know that there is a written companion to what you are receiving here. The full depth of Arcturian teaching on starseed activation, on distortion field clearing, on living blueprint awakening, has been gathered and encoded into a guide that you can return to again and again as an anchor point for your ongoing expansion. The link to access it is available alongside this transmission. Do not let the opening this corridor has created close before you have given yourself the tools to hold and deepen it. Here is what the Council wants to leave with you as the final transmission of this message. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not too broken, too complicated, too strange, or too much. You are not too far from your mission to reach it. You are arriving. Slowly. And then all at once. Everything that has felt like delay has been the field preparing you for exactly the level of expansion you are about to step into. The confusion was not a sign that you were lost. It was a sign that your soul was processing something too large for your previous container. You needed to grow into the mission before the mission could fully land. And now, in these 3 days, in this corridor of convergence, the landing is happening. Receive that. Do not deflect it with familiar self-doubt. Do not immediately begin cataloging all the reasons it might not apply to you specifically. The Council does not speak in generalities. This transmission was assembled for a frequency range, and you are inside it. The precision with which this message has landed in your awareness at this exact moment in your life is not an accident of the algorithm. It is the field doing what the field does when a soul is ready. Sending signal through whatever medium is available, through whatever channel is open to reach the consciousness that has been preparing itself for exactly this convergence. You are ready. The field has confirmed it by bringing you here. The Arcturian High Council does not offer countdowns to frighten you. They offer them to call you home, to your frequency, to your knowing, to the version of yourself that has been waiting patiently on the other side of every fear and every false story you were told about what you are and what you are capable of. That version of you is not a future self. That version of you is who you already are beneath everything that was never truly yours. Tonight, before you sleep, say this aloud, not as a wish, but as a recognition. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I claim my mission in this timeline, with clarity, with grace, and with full presence. Say it like you mean it, because you do. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what is forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. What are you claiming in this corridor? Then find someone else who has shared theirs and meet them there with your energy. This is not content, this is collective alignment. And what we send out from this space moves far beyond it. If this message landed in you the way it was meant to, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your field is waiting for exactly this activation. Pass it to them. And if you feel the pull to stay in this frequency, subscribe. Stay in the flow. More transmissions are coming. You are not just watching, you are expanding. This is your space, and we are just getting started.